So I'm from the east coast of Canada, very far east, right above Maine, actually. So right on the ocean. And here it's quiet, right? It's beautiful. There's lots of forest, lots of nature, but ultimately it's not a high energy kind of place. So myself and my siblings, we all grew up playing in the forest. And my favorite thing to do as a kid, which was, I guess, foreshadowing to my lifestyle now, was going in the woods and finding snakes and spiders and toads and showing the world how they're interesting. I don't even know how I started this. Maybe it was my parents buying me some bug books or something, but I just found out at a young age that these animals we call dangerous or scary, like a snake, for example, a garter snake, is not dangerous and it doesn't want to hurt you and it's not poisonous and it just wants to do its thing, and it's not a thing we should be scared of. It's a beautiful animal that's misunderstood. And then going forward, let's say to now, my life has been showing people things that are misunderstood. I realized that most of the world is misunderstood, and that all started back mostly with snakes and spiders and things. Hence is why I did the biology degree in university as well. I took it forward from there, wanted to see the animals that I was studying and grew up looking at in books and documentaries, and then realized, hey, the whole world is pretty much misunderstood and undiscovered, especially some of these more remote places and festivals and people and food and religions, pick one. And so that's where this travel style came from for the most part. But one thing I didn't mention is about halfway in between that kid who was curious and this adult now that's still curious is I had a big disruption when I was in grade 5. And it was a teacher who brought me up in front of the classroom and ridiculed me many times during that school year. And in that age, you haven't really ever done anything in front of public before. Maybe you've done like a little bit of reading from a book, or you all lined up and answered math questions, but never were you presented by yourself in front of the class while everyone stared at you, right? So my intro to public speaking was being ridiculed multiple times by a horrible teacher. And at that age, we're all balls of clay, right? And so the clay had set. And for most of my life until now, after that, I was absolutely, completely, horrifyingly scared to be in public, to speak in public. I would have anxiety attacks. It would just, the idea of being in front of a group, like, what's that movie, Old School, where Will Ferrell goes and does the gymnastics routine. He's like, I blacked out. The difference was he blacked out and did something good. I would black out and not do something good. So you have to do presentations, right? So I would just go up there and I just wouldn't remember what I would say. I would just go on autopilot. I think I'd probably do like a C job or a D job. Anyway, but I just couldn't handle this old habit that I had that was set in from younger grade. And that continued all the way up until I was forced to deal with it in university. And that's why I started the channel Fearless and Far, because now my job is doing these Zoom calls, I have a YouTube channel with 300,000 subscribers. I'm a host on BBC with a show that goes out to like 330 million people every week. Like my job is the thing I was absolutely most scared of. And I guarantee you, people don't believe me, and people don't think it was that bad. It was that bad. I could not be in public and present myself, but now it's my job. So I feel like over the years, I have the experience. I've been to the dark side, and I've realized that this feeling that was so prevalent in me when I was younger is just a misunderstood. I mean, I had a bad start to it, but I also had never really practiced it, and I've never really thought about it. And I realized that a lot of these things in this world that are scary are just because we don't know enough about them. And if you learn more or practice more, these things you're bad at or don't like or are scared of, actually you can be good at them or the best at them or just appreciate them. You know what I mean? It can be a snake or a spider, or it could be public speaking. Most of the times we're scared of things because of some bad thing in our past, and so for me, the brand is pushing ourselves by doing things that are misunderstood, that make us uncomfortable, but mostly learning more about ourselves and the world in the process.